One.
Hey, what's up guys? Nick Ortiz here, Tuesday morning class here at the B team, and today we're going to be going over combining our defensive options when we're in the Juji Gatame position, the armbar position. We need to understand that good people offensively are going to change the configuration of their legs to stifle your movement, and we need to understand what to do whenever we're in those situations. So let's do it. All right guys, let's bring it in. Last technique of the day. So we're in, whenever we're in this armbar position, this Juji Gatame position versus somebody who's at the highest level, we need to understand that they're anticipating and they're prepared for our movement. And ultimately, they're going to look to change the configuration of their legs over time. So whenever we move and we solve one problem, they're looking to create another problem, and that could cause us to be in situations where we might panic. And when we panic, usually what tends to happen is we become static. And when we become static in those situations, we're a lot easier or much more prone to being broken. Again, the most important thing to understand whenever you're in these situations is never stop moving. I want you guys to never feel a sense of panic where you stop moving because you're unaware of the situation. Rather, having the ability to confidently move around these positions, especially in the armbar situation, is going to be a lot more beneficial for you as opposed to being static, where now you're just somebody who could be easily broken. It's pretty much like, I guess, an analogy where if you're at a gun range and you're pretty much shooting at a target that's stable, it's very easy to shoot the target even if you've never shot a gun before. But when the target begins to move, that's when things become a little more difficult. So that's what I want you guys to be. I want you guys to be a very difficult target, a very difficult person to submit. So Camille has me in the Juji. And from here, we're in that three-quarter situation we looked at in the last technique. From here, I feel my hands are about to separate. She's doing a good job of pulling them apart. And again, I want to have the confidence to separate my own hands. I never want to separate my hands to be separated on my opponent's time rather than my own time. So from here in the three-quarter situation, very similarly, I'm walking my feet towards my partner. And from here, I feel my hands are about to separate, so I separate them for me, and my left hand comes to the feet. From here, I separate the feet, and I look to come up in pendulum. But Camille is aware of this situation, and as I begin to come up, she throws her cross-face leg over. Now from here, I can't come up because the cross-face leg really does a good job of putting me in this static situation. And furthermore, as she flares that knee, she brings me back down to my shoulders. So from here, now I'm in a head scissors Juji Gatame. My head is controlled very well, and in this situation, if I don't actively look to separate the feet, I'm going to be in a static position, I'm going to be broken. When I'm in this situation, I'm always looking to move my hand around. I never want to keep my elbow, again, static, where she could just bring the elbow over, my right elbow over her right hip and begin to break. So I'm always looking to move my arm around, making it difficult for her to pinpoint my elbow towards her hip. As I do this, my left hand again is going to look to take that cross-face leg, and I'm going to look to hitchhike her. As I begin to hitchhike her, Camille takes her foot and brings it behind my head. So now we're in a pillow Juji situation, where again, I'm in a position where I can't hitchhike her, and if I try to come up towards my partner, it's very difficult. She could flare her knee, and now I'm back in this static position. So as soon as I get to this situation where the feet are 2 feet are behind my head, again, my left hand comes to the feet, and I take the feet away from my head. Now there's nothing controlling my head, which gives me the ability now to come up off my right shoulder, coming up onto my left shoulder, walking, and bringing my chest down to the mat, and coming into a position where I hitchhike her. From here, now my right hand comes to my partner's hip like so on her right hand side. I can start to come up on my left hand. I fold my right leg in towards me, and from here I can start to actively pull my partner towards me. I can begin to lean back, throwing my left leg over, and from here my right leg hooks to that secondary leg. I bring my knee towards my chest. I have 2 false grips, and from here we go back on our offensive cycle with a cross ashigarama. So once again, it's all about movement. I never want you guys to be in a static situation. If you're static, it's going to be very easy to submit you. Movement is the biggest deterrent of anybody's submission. So if you have continuous movement, you're more than likely going to be in a position to escape, at least a higher probability of escape, rather than staying put. So again, we're in a situation like so where our partner has a 3/4 Juji Gatame. From here, I feel they're about to separate my hands, so I separate the hands for myself, walk my feet towards my partner, and from here I feel the separation of the hands, so I do it for me, and my left hand comes to the feet. From here, I separate the feet, I begin to pendulum up, but my partner does a good job of bringing that cross-face leg over and bringing my shoulders back down to the mat. From here, I'm constantly moving my arm. I don't want my right elbow going over that right hip. Left hand comes to the foot on the cross-face leg, and from here, I take the cross-face leg off and I begin trying to hitchhike her. Camille brings her foot behind my head, and now I'm in a position where I can no longer hitchhike her in this pillow Juji, nor can I come up trying to stack my partner going in the opposite direction as well. So from here, instead of being static, I take my left hand and I push both feet off of my head, where now I have free range of movement with my head, which means I can move my entire upper body. I begin to bridge coming onto my left shoulder. From here, I walk right over left, then left comes underneath, and lastly, 2 knees come down to the mat. My chest is pointing down to the mat, and my elbow is facing up towards the ceiling. From here, right hand comes to Camille's right hip. Left hand comes up, I bring my left leg up, and I fold my right leg towards me, and I pull my partner towards me like so. I can begin to lean back, throwing that left leg over, and I extend my right leg, so if my partner turns away, it's going to be very difficult. I bring my knee towards my chest, 2 false grips, and we're right back on that offensive cycle. All right, guys, 3, 2, 1. Last technique of the day. Oh my God. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully that made sense. If you liked, please like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. I also have a new Instagram page. It's similar to my YouTube in terms of name, Nick Ortiz Jiu-Jitsu. So if you like, please follow, and have a great day.